All right, everybody. Well, thank you for jumping on. I see hundreds of people here. It's still counting here, so I was trying to wait till the counter slowed down a little bit with people logging on, but um, but I'm excited. We'll just get it started. I don't want everyone to have to wait too long here, but thank you guys for jumping on. This has been exciting. There's so many things happening. We're trying to figure out a good way to get it out quick to everybody and get the information out. And Tyler and I and a couple of the other leaders were actually hanging out this last week preparing for a tour coming up, and we started talking about some of the new things coming, and obviously some of the messaging that has gotten out there really well, some of the messaging that is still in the process of getting out there, and we thought we'd set this up on a weekly basis so that you can get that messaging, and primarily we designed this for all you guests that are on tonight. We wanted a platform for you to have a second or third look, or even a first look at what we're doing, kind of to answer what I would call the why is everyone so excited question, the what is it, the how to. I think we'll answer later on in some of the trainings that we have coming, but for sure wanted to get the basics to you today. So myself and Tyler Daniels are on. We do have scheduled other leaders throughout the next month and on into the April tour that we're going to talk about. And then obviously we may just keep it going. If this is working out and you guys are using it and liking it, we'll just keep helping you. It's a good way for us to reach out a little bit. Some of you guys know our circumstances lately, and it's a nice platform to be able to do that and still be here with the girls and take care of some of the stuff going on here. But before we get started, let me just introduce Tyler Daniels, Pro 10, one of my mentors, my enroller actually. And we've been spending some time this last couple of weeks going through things and getting ready for what's coming. And we started chatting and realized that there was a need to do this right now. So Tyler, take a minute and just say hi real quick, and then we'll jump right into this information and get it going.
Hey guys, hey, thanks for jumping on. Can you hear me okay, Blue?
I can. It sounds good.
So thanks for jumping on here tonight. We're going to do 4 of these things leading up to a tour that we're doing. So we hope that the information you guys get tonight as guests will get you to ask a few questions to whoever invited you here. And for those of you guys that are watching this, maybe give you another something to talk about when you're talking to your friends. So thanks for jumping on.
All right, Tyler, thanks so much. Let's get right into this, guys. We're going to go in a little depth on a couple things tonight. We're going to design this as an opportunity meeting especially for you guests jumping on to hear this for the first time. We get a lot of questions, a lot of new stuff. You guys just heard about the Vitality Pack. We'll introduce and even explain a little better. But I've been asked to explain a couple of the details leading up to that so that people can really get a grasp as to why the need and why we're so excited for that new pack and what it means as distributors, what it means for all of our customers, and for those looking at this. You'll see why we're excited about what's to come and where we're heading with this opportunity. I will say, guys, my background as a firefighter, paramedic, kind of led me down a path of loving medicine and pharmaceuticals, and also seeing the good and bads, right? The patients on, I think I had a patient one time I picked up in a medic truck on 32 prescription medications. And I just remember thinking, man, there's something wrong with that, right? There's a process with that I just don't know if it's what we designed that to be. And the more I dug into it, the more I looked, the more I realized that there was some very good advancements that we had in technology. And I think we were very reactive in our approach most of the time. We would react, we would do a great job at getting there quick and trying to help, but most of what we did was just reacting in those senses. And so what I would like to do tonight is talk to you a little bit about the power of being proactive instead of reactive. And if this is a typical lifespan, you kind of max out and peak out in your 20s, 40s, 60s, 70s. We kind of have this, and we have this decline, and then we typically have some kind of medical event. And as a medic, this is where I got to come in and be involved many times, right? We have some kind of medical event, and our hope is that we can get involved and extend that life a little bit, extend that time that we're here. I think the reality is if those poor people in nursing homes and are sick and have some long-term, debilitating disease or problem, I think asking them if they want another 5 or 10 years doesn't always sound very appealing. I think what's appealing is having not just lifespan, but getting involved early, taking action. And then the main part of our message tonight is going to be how to increase our quality of life and increase the health span. Let's be healthier longer. When I saw this shown at one of our events, you guys were probably there, many of you, it blew me away because it's something I was trying to explain in the words for a long time. And I saw it finally visually, and I got excited knowing that, man, if we can help people understand this concept and be proactive, we're going to make a difference. And then I realized it's not only proactive with our health, but proactive with our finances, proactive with positioning ourselves financially to be in a great place if something was to happen, or if we wanted to retire and change our financial situation. So we're going to talk about both of those today, but the same idea works. Dig the well before you're thirsty. Be proactive before you get sick. Let's not just wait and call 911 and hope that they can get there quick enough, you guys, because I've been on the other side of that sad story too many times. And it's what makes me so passionate about what we're doing here today. So just a little lead into what we're talking about. The major drive that causes that decline is oxidative stress. It's a key thing. And I'm going to tee this up a little bit tonight and probably give you a little more information than you may have had in the past, just so I can solve it better for you. So you understand why we're so excited about the solution. Oxidation, very simply put, you guys, you put a banana out. What happens to that banana over time? Right? Oxygen for us is needed, but it's also very, very, maybe corrosive is the right word. When you look at metal, you put metal outside long enough, what's going to happen? Right? It's going to literally turn to dust and dirt. I mean, it's a powerful concept. In our bodies, we have free radicals that are lead to that oxidative process, or oxidative stress is what we're able to label it as. So if you look at the aging process, this might be just a little visual for you. As we get bombarded with free radicals, this deteriorates, right? And maybe we feel like that banana a little bit sometimes when we start to have this process take place in our bodies and change. It's something we start to visually see, and most of the time we just try to deal with. But I think we have some solutions that are allowing us to get real excited opportunity-wise about what's to come. Oxidative stress, what's linked to it? Here's the best way to do this, you guys. And if you're brand new tonight, you can go ahead and do this. If you're a distributor helping people understand this, have them physically type in oxidative stress on PubMed. Watch what takes place. Let them touch it, feel it, and turn it on, and watch what happens when 170 plus thousand different publications pop up, and they can start to see, and you guys can start to see the reality of what is happening. Whether we want to believe it or not, you guys, it is a very, very big problem. And we got to see it firsthand. We hear a lot about oxidation. We don't always have a lot of solutions to fix it. So one quick way to check where we're heading, you guys, is just to do that on PubMed. So traditionally, you guys, we've been trying to deal with this with consumption. Okay, couple key words here tonight. Antioxidant consumption was the old school method, in my opinion. It was what we've been trying to do as medics. We were teaching a peer fitness program and a nutrition program for the public safety department here around town. We were trying to get people to understand to consume more of these antioxidants. And the idea was we take these free radicals, we bind them with an antioxidant, and we can get rid of them. And it does work, and it is scientific, and it's amazing. The problem is it's a 1-to-1 ratio. For every free radical in our body, we need to have one antioxidant ingested and digested and absorbed. And so even potent ones, guys, blueberries and some of those things, I mean, we'd have to have 11 pounds of blueberries to have enough for this one and done mentality to work, right? How big is the problem? Some of you guys are going to laugh at this a little bit, because I had a friend on our team who looked up how big the problem was and came up with some numbers that I think is kind of fun. And I'll just flash them up there today. We used to write these all the time down on the board, but how big is the daily production of these free radicals, right? Here's kind of an old number for some of you, but it's kind of fun. We've been looking at this lately. 10 to the 23rd power, right? 100 sextillion. Here's what it looks like. And I want to tee this up so you understand why the solution is so big. Every single day, this is what's happening in our bodies. Day after day after day, we're having this bombardment of what we would consider something that is corrosive or going to tear our bodies down. We eat food, we breathe oxygen, and we have this process that breaks down. So this is how big it is. And on a 1-to-1 ratio, here's why I show you this. The solution is impossible to keep up with. Consumption, we eat, this little molecule comes in, right? It comes into this big problem, one and done, one little process that takes place. We don't see the difference. We don't feel the difference. And scientifically, it's hard to even measure the difference of what's going on. So our new solution, it revolves around getting us out of the situation of being hijacked. I think that's an interesting word. I think you'll hear it used more often. We've been looking at some of the stuff corporate's coming out with, and this idea of our bodies being consumed and taken over by free radicals is considered being hijacked. We're not in control anymore when our bodies are having that take place. So we found a way to get out of this, you guys. It's one of the words we want to take a little bit of time with tonight. It's called nutrigenomics, the study of how nutrition and naturally occurring compounds can affect our genes. Okay, we are at the forefront of this concept, and this will mean a little bit more business-wise in a minute, and Tyler will help tie this in together when you hear this, but we are heading a charge of nutrigenomics, and I'll show you where that is heading in the world today. What is nutrigenomics, you guys? Simple. Nutrition and how it can in reality affect our genes, okay? We have found, right, science has found, we have been able to piggyback off of this, that we can activate through signaling through natural compounds. That's what this nutrition part is. We can change the gene expression or tell our bodies to run certain code, right, within our DNA to produce certain proteins and certain antioxidants that our body makes. Okay, now I wanted to key in on this because you'll understand the solution in a minute. Our bodies make antioxidants. And I don't know if people realize that. We always talk about antioxidants as being ingested and digested, but people don't know that our bodies make those, right? So the breakthrough solution is antioxidant production. When we're young, we produce a lot of these, and it's very effective. As we age, the ability for our body to produce these starts to deteriorate, right? And so we're going to show you how we've been able to take control and allow these antioxidants that our bodies produce to physically get rid of the problem. They're strong enough, they're powerful enough, it's not a one-to-one ratio, and we have the ability to make an actual difference. So first thing just to touch on tonight, the difference between production and consumption, right? We have a solution when we can teach our bodies to produce that. We call this biohacking. I was asked to kind of teach about this word a little bit because we hear the word, I don't know if we fully understand, but biohacking is simply taking control of a complex system. What more complex system do we have than our bodies, right? And it's hijacked, it's in control of something else when we don't activate these, when our bodies slowly turn them off and we start to feel the effects of that. So we take our products, we're able to actually physically activate our DNA, produce the enzymes needed, and take back control of our system. We biohack, right? Hack into our biology, and we literally can achieve a desired result. Pretty powerful. It's been pretty fun to see this word at work, getting us interested, getting us thinking, but more importantly, a fun way to actually explain what's going on. So it's been kind of a neat way to look at this. So let me just compare real quick. Traditional solution in the past, we would try to consume enough antioxidants. There's limitations of cost. There's limitations with potency and absorption and digestion. I mean, we can get into a lot of stuff. The reality, though, is why don't we tell our bodies to produce it? Our DNA produces it. It's more effective, and it's a powerful, powerful tool. From outside the body, we take this in the past. Why not let the body make it, right? What about one and done versus million to one, million per second, right? There's a different process when our bodies have enzymes that are designed to do that. Unknown substances versus natural substances. We used to have this guess and hope mentality. How much do I take? How much? What's the amount? It was all based on consumption and volume, and it was a hard decision. Now we have nutrigenomics. We just turn a switch on and let our body's own DNA run the process, you guys. It's a science that's coming. It's exciting, and I think we'll start to finally change from a reactive mentality to a proactive. This is the first slide I showed you. I want the world to be proactive. I want us to do a better job, if we can, at allowing nutrigenomics to turn these switches on and make a difference in ourselves. We don't want to be hijacked, right? And I think the fun phrase, came up by a few people on our team. If you don't want to be hijacked, we need to biohack, right? We need to learn what that means. For those of you that have been in the company a while and have been watching even the doctors that have been brought in, we have found out that there's a lot of ways to biohack, and one of the best things we can do is through proper nutrition. So one thing I will show you is the very first study we had, you guys. This is what got me excited years ago. Those numbers at the bottom are a little bit garbled, but 20, 40, 60, 80-year-olds were tested. They tested their oxidative stress levels, and it might reflect this idea of the banana, right? What banana do you feel like today, right? Think about this for a minute. Age-related oxidative stress increases with age. Many of these people in the study were taking high amounts of antioxidants. Old system consumption didn't make a change. They tried the new concept, taking and allowing our body to receive nutrigenomics, right, to activate that in our bodies. And after 30 days, the 80-year-olds' oxidative stress doing a blood test was the same as the 20-year-olds. We were able to eliminate this big, scary red triangle, right, that increases oxidation. With oxidation increases, when you see oxidative stress, that with that increase, go tie that back to PubMed and some of the things that you went to look at. If I can help the world get rid of this big triangle, I'm all in, right? This is one of my biggest goals here. And we're doing that through helping people understand the product and understand how to share this properly with the opportunity as well. So little visual for you guys, but that is what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure that's different. Last couple thoughts here around our products, you guys. Over 20 peer-reviewed studies. Let me just show you this real quick. Does any of these look familiar to you? Do you realize the type of journals that we have been in, the quality of medical journals that we've been published in? It's amazing, and people can go find out for themselves how valuable our products are and how validated they are as well. So we're just introducing this real quick tonight so you have some research to go do and some thoughts behind where we're heading. If any of those kind of impress you guys, those are some of the places that have done their own independent research on what we have. So we're heading in a neat place just with that. So we have I call it biohacking technology. If you really think about this, we have a technology that allows us to take control. And I've shared a lot about this decreasing oxidative stress. We have a couple key ones, and this is what's starting to lead into our vitality stack, you guys. We have another pathway, another code of DNA that gets ran when we take this product, and it allows us to activate or do a better job, right, burning the fuel that we take. Our mitochondrium in our cells are designed to create the energy, the ATP, the Krebs cycle. Some of you guys have done a little research there. In our medic class, I remember that was one of our most challenging days of research, trying to figure that all out. But mitochondrium is what allows that to take place. Our NRF1 synergizer increases the production and effectiveness of the mitochondrium. So you increase the energy, you still get rid of the oxidative stress and the free radicals that's caused by that. We help rebuild cells and vital organs with a omega, and then we have our ProBio. Guys, these four products together are what we call our stack, right? They're our vitality stack, and if you look at this is what we are trying to help people really understand. We've even actually repackaged this recently. I am super excited about this, you guys, and I hope that everyone on the call, whether you're looking at this for the first time or you've been on the products for a while, make sure you're taking these products. These tear packs that we have now in this vitality stack are amazing. They allow us to tear it off, take these products on the go, and if you just have one package a day, right, covers you on all of these areas. So very important. You'll hear a lot about this to come. One of the main reasons we wanted to have this call was to make sure people could see and understand why we need to be on this, you guys. These technologies in this pack together help us to maximize this nutrigenomic effect in our bodies so that we can biohack and get control back of our health. What an amazing concept, and it's kind of fun to see how far ahead we are in this idea. There's a few more biohacking tools we have. We have them for our skin and this topical nerve tube technology with our skincare, and we have it for pets as well with Pet Tandem. Right now we have it for dogs, and you can see that there. And then we also have a weight management system and a smart energy concept, all designed to help us to take control back over the system. So let me show you one thing that's interesting. People don't realize what this starts to mean for business, right? This anti-aging idea is over a $300 billion market right now. And we're tapping into this market that's over $300 billion. When you add in skincare, that's over 120. Pet right now, pet health alone is over $67 billion. Smart energy, the energy world is about 50 billion so far and climbing. And then you have weight loss, weight management, which right now is almost 40 billion. So you add those up, we are literally dealing with a $500 billion market right now. That blew my mind when I realized what we were doing. We don't need a very big percentage of that, you guys, to do very, very well in this company and in this industry. So kind of cool. Just to validate that one more time, just the other day it's a few months ago on the Today Show, they showed that this personalized healthcare market with nutrigenomics being one of those fields will be a $3 $600 billion industry and market by year 2020 globally. And so as we expand globally, right, we're heading directly into the market that the world knows is coming. We just need to be ahead of that. And we're at the forefront of that, guys. We are literally leading the charge into that $600 billion market. It's kind of cool. One last business idea before we get into these, let Tyler take over here and talk to you a little bit about how this ties into you personally. The supplement world is what we would call in business the red ocean right now. This nutrigenomic world is blue ocean. There's a difference when everyone is fighting over the same bit of information and the same market and the same profits, right? We call it red ocean. This might be a little visual for you. You can see what that might look like. Blue ocean looks like what, you guys? Right now, we're leading the charge in the nutrigenomic space in this blue ocean, and it's a fun place to be. I love fishing. I love outdoor fishing, and that's a great place to be out there in front of everybody. So with the company, guys, just so you know, we are publicly traded. Everything we said is we can go validate. I love, I'm a mechanic. I love looking under the hood and being able to validate and verify things, and you can go do that. LFVN is our ticker symbol. Our products are patented. There's patents that we have in the U.S. We've even patented in other countries as we started to expand. And we're in a really neat place right now as the company is starting to look into other markets in growth and things like that. So, and the person that put you on the call can give you some of the details. I just want to kind of give you an overview here tonight. But the last thing with timing, you guys, that I wanted to share before turning this over, you guys, is there's a very neat idea of timing out there. I'm going to show you a company. This isn't our company, but this is a company that went through this growth curve very literally. You know what this company is, and so it'll help you make sense a little bit. Look at the growth that this company went through in the first 10 years. Okay, that blue is the first 5 years, from 5 to 10. We see in pink right here. Look at that company climb up to that year 20. What most people don't know is this company went through a pretty big downturn. Almost half of their revenue was lost from year 19 to 26. Right? And I see people start bailing and jumping and, oh my gosh, it's going away. And sometimes that refocus, that regrowth, repositioning themselves, rebranding themselves turns into a big profit if you hold on, right? Look what take place in that company from year 26 to year 37. That little bit of yellow was that decrease that we just showed you. This company obviously launched their iPad, or excuse me, iPod, and then iTunes, I think, came out shortly there. And then we had the iPhone and iPad, and this is obviously Apple. So it's kind of a neat look. But I wanted to tee that up because we're in a very special place. The years and the numbers, and stuff are just trends. But I wanted Tyler's going to cover some things with us tonight. One of my mentors, and he taught me a lot about timing in looking and comparing these big companies into what we're doing and where we're at. So Tyler, I'll give it to you, and we'll let you cover a couple of things here. Thanks for jumping on with us tonight.
Hey, you back? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you good.
So I'm sitting down here in LAX, you guys. I'm on the road a lot right now. We're excited about what's going on with this company. But in order to really explain the timing and why we're spending all this time on the road, let me take you back to the very beginning, back in 2009. When we looked at this product, we had an ABC primetime special where John Quinones was doing an investigative report, and his initial intentions were to find out if this company was telling the truth or not. So they went in and did blood work, and he went through the process of figuring out what his oxidative stress was, only to find out that everything that they were saying was true. Well, that investigative report, you guys, launched this company. They started to package this product, or they were selling it on the store shelves of GNC. They were selling it at Walgreens. The problem with this kind of technology, the problem with being this far ahead of the conversation is that unless somebody is standing there at the counter, somebody is standing there in the aisle and talking to you about what this is, you have no idea, because it's the future of what antioxidants were at the time. Now today, because of that investigative report and some of the peer reviews that Blue was talking about a minute ago, so those peer reviews have then actually gone out and validated and legitimized it even further to the point where it is today. So when we saw this back in 2009, we were hoping for this day. We were hoping for the day that the company would be able to package what we're calling a vitality stack, not just the Proteana product, but actually a line of products that are going to help you with peak performance in your body. So we got busy and we worked a lot, you guys. We went through this little, what we would call the valley of death at that time in this growth curve. And some of you guys might be able to hear some of the beeping behind me because I'm here at the airport. But But that valley of death, you guys, was a scary time for us. We had to go out and try to help people understand that this new conversation, this new technology was something they should pay attention to. It's a little bit easier today because of all the peer reviews and the hundreds of thousands of studies that are being done to understand what the Nerf2 pathway will do. But we made it through that valley of death, you guys, to the point where we're at today, which is more of a branding period. So this pioneering period that we spent for the last 8 or 9 years is where you develop tools, you develop all the processes, you start to have success in the company, you start to have leadership that shows up, you start to have success with the compensation plans, you start to have success with some health stories, and that all leads to this branding period where a company can go through something called momentum, ultimately to the stabilization point. You can kind of see it on this graph as Blue kind of scrolls through these different slides. You can see what I'm talking about to where we're at today. So if you wanted to go back and really see what this pioneering period looked like for the last 8 years, you could look at us because we're a publicly held company. Go and look at the quarterly reports. Go look at how we went from nothing, in fact, losing money, to the point where we're at today, where we do $200 million a year in sales. Now, when I say that, some people have said, well, geez, Tyler, $200 million is a lot. I mean, $200 million, it seems like maybe your company's where it needs to be, until you start to understand what our industry looks like. I know a lot of you guys have heard of companies like Herbalife that just had a giant win today, by the way, over someone who was trying to tear that company apart. Had a giant win today because the industry has proven out over and over and over again to be a place that you can go out and build wealth, and you can be a part of something if you capture it at the right time that will really, really impact generations in your life. But the industry is filled with these companies like Herbalife. They're filled with New Skin. You've got Mary Kay, Amway, these companies that I know we've all heard of that do multiple billions of dollars in sales. So if we're at about 200 million after 8 years, what do you think the chances are that we could get up there to the 200 or to the 2, 3, $4 billion mark? Well, when a company does what we just did, the chances are really high. When a company goes out and takes a foundational product and then adds additional products that will continue to be scientifically validated, the opportunity is huge. So timing for me, you guys, is a really, really big deal. I say it all the time. I say, if you had a magic wand and you could turn the clock back on any of those giant companies to what you would consider perfect, you would probably say the first 10%. So if you take a $2, $3, $4 billion company and look at the first 10% of that, you would say the first 200, 300, 400 million is where the perfect opportunity is. And if you look at that, the diagram that Blue went through just a minute ago about Apple, you can see that there's different points in Apple's life where they had to go out and they had to understand who they were. They had to identify what kind of a company they are. And as soon as they did, they become the giant that they are today. And that's what we believe has just happened. In the last couple of years, because of some really, really wise decisions, because of the experience that we have in our corporate staff, they were able to put this vitality stack together, and it just recently launched. And so we're having a ton of success with that, you guys. It's been something that people are really, really gravitating to. This branding moment that we're going through right now is something that people are excited about. So I would encourage you to take a look at that. Look at those products. Get deeper information about that. Ask the questions that you need to ask in order to know whether they're going to help you. Okay, so let's jump on to the next slide, Blue, if you will, to the next piece of this thing. And let's talk a little bit about what will happen if you decide to participate with this company. I'll tell you a little story as we lead into this. What you're seeing on the screen right now is a range of income report for our company. When my wife and I got back from Europe just recently, we decided to re-engage in the business and really, really get busy again. So we went out and started enrolling again. and Tasha went out and she contacted a few people in the last 10 days, about 12 actually, and she signed 5 of them up on Platinum packs, and we've got 3 more meetings that we've got to do next week to really go out and re-engage in this business. And what it's done though is for our son, because we're building with our son, is it's moved him to what you would call the Pro 3 rank in only 8 days. So if you look at this chart down there on the Pro 3 area, you can kind of see what the monthly average is for someone who's a Pro 3. Just go right down there. Blue just highlighted that at the $580. That's what we were able to create in just 8 days. Now the volume right now is not entirely residual. It's not entirely leveraged yet because we just started signing everybody up on enrollment packs. But as these people turn into subscriptions after they have a good experience with this product, whether it's them or somebody that they care about that's got some health issues, this is what the monthly average income is for a Pro 3. And we were able to create that in only 8 days. So the next goal for us is to get him to a Pro 5 rank. which if you look down just a couple more notches down, you will see the average income at the Pro 5. Now, what a Pro 5 has to be doing is about $20,000 in volume, you guys. As people start to use this product and have personal experiences with these products, they tend to talk about it. They tend to tell their friends, their families, tend to tell people that they know that are going to need it. They go on a subscription. Well, if 5 get 10 and then 10 get 5, you've got 60, 70, 80 people that are now spending money on these products, and it starts to add up pretty quick. Ultimately, if you can get $20,000 worth of volume in your organization and it's structured properly, which is very, very simple. When I say structured properly, I just get with whoever invited you on this call and ask them what that means. It's very, very simple. But when you get this $20,000 worth of subscription volume, the average income per month at that rank is $2,500. It's about $30,000 a year. And that's a really big goal for us. We try to get people to the Pro 5 rank for a couple different reasons. One of the reasons is the company starts to spend money on you at this point. I mean, those are commissions, but they want to put you on a plane. They want to bring you into a Park City. They want to get you around the people who are at the Pro 7 rank, which we'll talk about in a second, and above, so that you can learn how to become what we call an elite distributor. We call it a Pro 5 Summit. So we're going to pay you a bunch of money to do this, and then we're going to bring you in, we're going to spend money on you to teach you and train you so that you can be more effective in helping other people get to Pro 5, ultimately getting you to Pro 7. And you can see here on this range of income report, the Pro 7 start to have choices. When you get to that $100,000 a month in subscription volume, the average income at that level is around $11,000 a month. And people at this point start to go, you know what, maybe I should just do this full time. Maybe I should do this as my career now, because you can go to the next level, which starts to become a really, really tremendous amount of money. It's kind of that if your dreams can come true money. And so this is actually the level that Blue and I have attained in the last 8 years, and so it's fun to be there. But highlight that Master Pro 10 number, will you, Blue? Take a look at this number really quick. Take a look at what can happen if you'll come to these Pro 5 summits, get to that Pro 7 rank, and then really, really go out and spend the time to understand how network marketing works, understand how cooperative this business is, understand what it means to help other people accomplish their goals and their dreams. And the better you are at helping other people, the closer you will get to this number right here. Now, these are averages, you guys. We have quite a few people in the company right now that have hit this number. But from the Pro 7, 8, 9, and 10 ranks, in only 8 years, we have over 200 people who have qualified for those ranks. Hold on just 1 second as I let these guys go by. Okay, so in the last 8 years, we've had over 200 people hit these what we call elite ranks. The nice thing about this, and one of the things I'm the most proud of in our company, is that of those 200 people, 80% of them have not had success or have not participated in network marketing in their past. So for me, that's a big deal. I mean, if you're looking at a company and trying to evaluate whether or not there's a chance for you, one of the questions that I would have is, well, are all the people at the top people who've done this before? Have they had success before? Or are they people just like me? Are they people that are, really looking at their lives saying there's got to be a better way? And if 80% of our Pro 7, 8, 9, and 10 ranks have never done this before, what an incredible opportunity. It should tell you, or it should speak very, very loudly as to whether or not you can have a chance here. Okay, so that's a little bit about the compensation plan. I mean, there's several other things that you'll need to understand about this. And I'm sorry about that beeping, you guys. I'm sitting down here in the LAX. You can kind of see behind me here. I'm sitting down here and these guys keep driving by. It's almost like they do it on purpose. but there's some other things you should probably learn about from your sponsor. Talk to them about the unilevel. Talk to them about the matching bonuses or the elite bonuses. One of the things we tried to do with this compensation plan is create an environment where when you get to the top of the company, you help everyone. I think you'll notice that when we decided to do this call, we don't restrict it to only our teams. It's open to the entire company because we have something called an elite bonus that makes up about a third of our check. And I'm proud of that because I'm really excited when I go to elite academies and different conventions to stand out in the hallways and talk to the other groups, and if there's anything that I can personally do to help them, any little thing that will help them take that next step, I love doing it. And I think part of the reason that our company has the culture that it has is because we have these elite bonuses where it becomes very, very cooperative. It's more of a team environment or a family environment, and I just love that, you guys. I think it's an incredible thing. So I'll let this next cart go by, and then I'll tell you a real quick story about some of the things that we're doing. I told you a little bit about my son. We have something in the company right now that they just launched called the Pace Setter program. The Pacesetter program is a really fun program for us because the Vitality Stack, when you buy it, it's $151 and you get 120 points for doing that. The Vitality Stack was set up to try to encourage people to get to the Pro 2 and the Pro 3 ranks. And what the company has said is that if you get to the Pro 2 rank, hold on one second, you guys. Hold on just one second. I'll let that guy go by. He just turned around and went right back past us. So the Pacesetter program was set up to encourage you to get to the Pro 2 and the Pro 3 ranks. And they wanted to give you another financial incentive on top of the commissions that you'll get. That it goes kind of like this. When you hit that $2,500 rank, in addition to your commissions, they're going to give you another $100 for doing that. If you maintain it for another month, they're going to match that $100 again. Well, if you hit the Pro 3 rank, like I just went out and helped my son do, they're going to give you the $100 for hitting Pro 2 plus $250 more for hitting that Pro 3 rank. And again, if you maintain that, that's another $350 the next month as well. So in addition to commissions, you'll get another $700 just as an incentive to go out and tell people about this Vitality Stack, help them understand what that stack's going to do in their life and the peak performance that you're going to get through many, many systems throughout your body. I love what the company's doing. I love how they're doing those things for you. Is to encourage those people who are just getting started to really start out fast. So I would say go out and get those things, you guys. Do it as fast as you can. So these guys just keep on driving by. So I'm going to turn this back over to Blue so I can mute out and stop the noise. But thanks for jumping on here tonight, you guys. We're going to keep doing this thing every Wednesday for the next 4 weeks leading up to a tour event that we're going to do. I'm excited about that. You know, a lot of us have been waiting a long time for this company to get to the point where I don't feel like I have to be a scientist anymore. And I love that. I love what the company is doing with the videos that they've put out. If you haven't had an opportunity to go see the Vitality Stack video, man, I'm telling you, go look at it. Go watch that video. Use it as something that will open the door for you to have a conversation with people and then talk to them about the Pacesetter program. So thanks for letting me jump on here with you, Blue. I hope I covered a lot of things that you needed covered. And I'm going to go catch my airplane and fly home. Thanks, guys.
Tyler, thanks for jumping on. And guys, just so you know, Tyler and I would do this each Wednesday night. And we're going to bring on many of the other top leaders. A lot of the FAB on the field advisory board will be coming on. For those of you that are just getting on here tonight, thank you so much. I do have a couple things I'll cover. We just maxed out the line tonight. I think we were pretty close because we just barely hit it towards the end. So I'm sure everyone got on. If there's a few that didn't, let them know that we'll up the number and make sure that we have more room for next time. But I want to show you a little bit about what it takes to get involved. I think there's a really neat example here. Let me see if I can just pull it up real quick. Perfect. Let me just show you a quick thought. This is something that I used to teach and show kind of on a whiteboard, but we've had some really cool people on our team put this into a visual concept. Jordan and Jared, we appreciate you guys for your help. But you guys, thank you. Check this out, guys. How much does it cost to invest? If those guys on here for the first time tonight, or you've been kind of toying around the idea, or you see where we're heading, you see the timing, you see where the company's going, you get a chance to see, you know, the 23-cent stock price that I looked at years ago and where it's at now and where we're heading. There is an option. Obviously, there's some that are going to grab products, some are going to invest, but we have the option. If you want to grab a piece of the compensation plan you just saw, this company allows us to enroll you. You can have your own franchise, so to speak, and then we all become mentors, right? There's over 500 people on the call tonight that you're able to just jump on and get information from, right? So next Wednesday, you get involved now. Next Wednesday, you can put people on the call, and this can keep happening over and over again. So we have ways of getting this message out. Wish I could be there to shake all your hands and do that. This is an effective way to do this to the masses. And then if there's any other questions, we can always reach out to you afterwards. But how much do we need to invest? I'm going to put a $250 startup cost and kind of walk through this. I don't know if you heard it this way before, but this is one of the ways that hit me. I was in the corporate office one day and I was walking around and I realized that for the $250, that's above and beyond the product amount in our package. Look at the startup assets we get. Look at the corporate leadership, production, quality control, shipping, customer service, legal, accounting. I mean, just the website alone. I mean, who out there has had to build a website or paid someone to build a website for them? And then the upkeep of that website, how much it took when something got added, when a new product came along to keep it compliant. For $250, guys, they hand you all of this. And I was literally walking through the office taking pictures of our customer service department and realized that when someone on my team has an issue, They call customer service, it gets handled, and we don't have to be the legwork always in solving all of those things. And so it's amazing to see the value that we get. It's all of this stuff in business that I don't like to do. And this is all the stuff I love to do, to talk and communicate and socialize and hang out. And it's kind of a fun way to look at this. But the actual business cost, then you got about $1,000 worth of products. So our platinum pack is a $1,250 pack, right? And what it includes isn't a storefront, right? But if you had to compare it to that, you have $1,000 worth of product. It actually gives you almost a 30% increase in value over that. So you get way more than even what you spend here. Plus you get those startup assets. But that along with $200 a month in what I would call overhead gets you a position and often running in the business, okay? There are some other packages. You're not limited to this. This is just what I think is the most valuable and the quickest way to success. And so you can get with the person that brought you on the call to discuss that. How do I pay off my investment? I get that question all the time. I'm going to put the money out. I'm excited. I see what's coming. How do I get my money back, right? Best question ever for investors. How do I get my return on my investment, ROI? So if this is you, my answer every time is 5 people. Okay, there's customers that can come and help with that. But if you can find 5 people that think like you do, okay, 5 people that are going to jump out there. It doesn't mean you just talk to 5. It means you put a few people on this call. You put a few people in front of your enroller. It might be some breakfast, lunch, and dinners, but we got to get the information to them. The reason this is working way better than when it was on a shelf is the shelf doesn't talk, right? You walk by the shelf and you hope to understand it. This is a process where we can actually teach, mentor, and educate people, get them answers to their questions. And for every person that enrolls on that pack, you personally will get a $500 return. So I think there's a good point here. No, people don't invest just to make their money back, right? Those 5 people will help you to do that. You got a $2,000 check, but we're not investing the money just to make it back. People don't come out of pocket for that. They want to make a profit. And so I have a process here. If you want to help make residual income, because that's where the big profits are. It's not just in the identification and finding the people that want to work with, but it's working with them long-term and developing retirement incomes together. Okay, and I say that together because I really think that's how we do. We lock arms, we help you. It's the point of this call. It's kind of how we build this. So those 5 people ask the same question, right? How do I get my money back? I just bought my pack. I got my business. I got all my assets. I got a customer service department. I got a shipping department. And then we just teach them, put people in front of this information just like you are tonight. And that starts to duplicate. 25 people, it turns to 125 when that process takes place. That alone, you guys, is about 155 people. If we put that into the comp plan, which we won't have time to do that in detail tonight, but just as a summary, that's about $30,000 a year. That gets you right to that $2,500 part-time income mark, right about the Pro 5 level that we saw earlier. So, and that's assuming that they're all buying $200, and it's even bigger than that because it's not just distributors. We have a ton of customers that get involved, get on these calls, see the value in the product, and they jump on the products that way too. So the next generation alone is 625, you guys. That's over 800 people. That again is about 105,000 a year if you do the math in a perfectly structured world. What's what I would consider to be a good full-time income. So great place to be. I think it's a great retirement and replacement income. And I think it's a fair place to talk about making some changes. When we get people to that level, they're close to that Pro 7 level, and they're in our elite ranks. They're part of our main leadership. The company, again, puts more money into them and taking them and educating them, and we have some fun together. We travel, we go on vacations. It's kind of fun. But that right there is how it duplicates. It's not you running out and identifying hundreds and hundreds of people that have to be superstars. It's identifying a few and then mentoring those few through the process. So kind of a neat idea. It continues to duplicate. Those hundreds of thousands of dollars that we saw into that pay plan comes from that number continuing to duplicate over time. It happens through service, right? Helping your team build, teaching them to do the same. There's a duplication process. It's the entire focus of what we call our system. So let me close with this last little idea, guys. I like to teach to build this in phases, and I don't mean you check off a phase and you're done, but there is things you have to do before the other ones. You have to learn to invite and enroll. We'll show you how to do it if you're on for the first time. Those of you that have guests on tonight, you're doing that process. We put people in front of the information. There's others that teach. Tonight, that's the phase I'm in. I'm teaching so someone else can invite. Right? It allows you to get the information to someone, even if you don't know it all yet. It's a very neat mentoring process. The mentors and trainers teach the presenters teach those that are inviting, and there's a process. And I've even seen that consistent behavior lead consistently to the ranks that they're lined up with. I really see that people that invite constantly hit those Pro 3 ranks and make hundreds of dollars. Those that are willing to teach and share the information over and over and over again are end up in those Pro 5 ranks. Those that were willing to mentor and train, and that's who we're looking for, those leaders. I see those as elites. And then obviously there's a mentor the mentors concept when you get down into making 6 figures a month here. So, but it's available. So let me show you this last thought here. I think this is a good little motivation to end on. Expanding our why, you guys. In reality, there's a lot of people that slide right here between crisis and survival mode, right? I think that a lot of the world is there, and I think the external pushes of needing to survive and what I call food, water, and shelter pushes us to do things to survive, right? Pushes us to have jobs we don't want, pushes us to go deal with some situations we don't like. Success, on the other hand, takes a different set of skills. It takes an internal push to have that. And I think in way of training tonight, I just think that there's internal pushes that pushes. There's motivation, desire, integrity, willpower. There's principle-based leadership that we have in this company. Those of you that are on the call as guests, you know the people that put you on the call. There's neat desires around what they're doing to dig the well before you're thirsty, mentor you, work with you, help you develop a success story. And I think what's interesting is there's one step beyond this, right? Significance, right? We want people to be significant and to have significance, to be significant, give back. We have programs where we build houses in Mexico. We've went to Thailand and did Operation Smiles and helped 105 kids have surgeries in about 4 days. I've loved to see how significant the company is becoming, not only with our products, touching the world and changing the way we look at health, changing, letting us biohack and take back our health, but take back our finances, and find that true freedom. That takes a purpose. It takes a why. It's leaving a legacy. It's giving back. It's things that you'll very quickly hear. As soon as you say, I'm in, I'm excited, the person that brought you is going to say, what do you want out of this? How can we help you? What is your why? How can we help get you to that point? We have trainings that will walk you through this process. We have the LifeVantage Academy. If you guys go to LifeVantageAcademy.com, our next one is March 17th at 9 o'clock. $25 if you pre-register, $35 at the door. That is the best way that I know to get a monthly education and training on how to do this business, right? Tonight we covered what is it, a little bit on the how-to. This is a 4-hour focused training on how to specifically do this. And we send people to your town who have done it, okay? So go to LifeVantageAcademy.com, find the closest one that's available. You can click and register there. The last thing I want to talk about and bring up, you guys, I'm going to keep this up just for a second so you have a chance to write these dates down. This is the tour that we've been talking about. Skip, Campbell, our spouses, in those cases, myself, Tyler, Marcel. There's a group of people, right, going out to these cities. I think, I know Jill and Lisa will be at most of those, or if not all of them. I think Tasha will be at most of them as well. My wife will be at some of those. With our girls at home, we're a little bit limited there. But you guys, it's going to be amazing. We have 14 stops in 90 days we're gonna head out to. And we're going to teach people how to be free. We're going to teach them what we did to get to where we're at, show you the process and how to educate the new people coming on board. We have a pretty neat, we've been designing the curriculum for that, and I think you're going to be pretty excited. But you guys, let me just end with this quick story, because I look at this be free concept and it kind of hits home a little bit of emotional for me. But a year ago, last Monday, the 20th of February, my daughters and my wife and I were involved in a pretty serious car accident, and it left my daughters paralyzed from the waist down. My two oldest daughters, now 15 and 16 years old. It was a year ago, and it seems like yesterday, but I remember waking up in the hospital and just being a dad, being worried for my daughters, being worried for my wife, and trying to function and take care of them. What I loved about the process, you guys, was money wasn't the issue, right? We had just hit that executive Pro 10 rank, income had just went up. And it was a good place to be for a situation like that. It allowed me to be with them, it allowed me to focus on them, it allowed me to purchase and get the things we needed to put our lives back in order as much as that looks like. And we spent this last year picking up the pieces and kind of rebuilding and doing that. But I can tell you one thing, you guys, I don't wish it on anybody, but digging the well before you're thirsty is absolutely a reality. It can be done here. You can have the success that you're looking for just in case. It can be an investment. It can be money for your kids. It can be a way out of a job that you don't like, or just security just in case the job you have goes away. We think all jobs are secure until they're not there, and then we start looking, and I think that's a very reactive mentality. So I hope tonight we've learned a little bit about how to be proactive with our health, a little bit of how to be proactive with our finances. Get with the person that brought you. We have so many more things to show you. Hope this is just a quick introduction. We will be here next Wednesday, the same time, 6:30 Mountain Time. We have some other guest speakers getting on, and we appreciate you guys taking the time with us tonight. Feel free to reach out. We appreciate all you guys. And yeah, let's go be free together. Find your dates on this tour, and we'll see you guys there. So thank you so much, and we'll close the lines. Those you have my number. If you need me, give me a call. So appreciate you guys getting on. Thank you.